What's up, everybody? We are back, and this is RedIn30, where we make you red in 30. Literally, listen, we got 30 minutes to do this, and we usually take 30 minutes, but I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna finish the thought. Hopefully it's under 30 minutes, but if not, we're just gonna cut it off and pick it up on the next episode. This is RedIn30. Check out RedIn30.com. Follow us on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or whatever. I think we got a TikTok, RedIn30. It's 30-day reading of the Gospels, where we talk about Jesus, truth, and you, all using the red words. We believe in the entire Bible. We believe that the Bible is a story about you and I, but we believe that the red words tell us who we really are in the story. So we're here again on another episode. I got some lovely people with me. I was about to say I got my friends with me, but one of these people I can't refer to as my friend anymore.
Yes, you can.
I mean, she's my friend, my best friend, but she's more than a friend. She say she's just a friend. No, she's more than a friend now. And so give it up for the lovely Nakia.
What's up?
Her last name is Thompson now, by the way. So this is her RedIn30 introduction. She's not on screen,
officially,
but she's in the room. She's right there, looking in that camera right there. And so she's right over there. And so we're here. She's here, and then the bro, the homie.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends. You already know who that is. That's the homie EJ right over there. So he's here. And so they came sit with me to talk with me a little bit tonight, like we normally do on RedIn30. I got some cool stuff. We was watching this show. Me and the kids watching this show, and I won't say the name of the show, but a big theme right now in television and in media and stuff, and a big theme now is virtual reality, and it has been for some years, right? Mm-hmm. Like virtual reality has been the thing that's new on the horizon, right? Virtual reality. We want to, lately we've been doing the crypto and the metadata. You know what I'm saying? And not metadata, but it's like the metaverse. Right, and the Oculus, matter of fact, shout out to Nakia, I got me Oculus for my birthday. I hadn't used it only but once, twice.
One time.
But I got me an Oculus anyway. And so, but I used it, but I was kind of like leery of it because I just being in a room, you know what I'm saying? Being in a room, and being in a room with other people, and I'm up in here, you know what I'm saying, doing something else in another world or another realm or another platform is very, very weird. And so we watching this show. I'll say the name of the show called Peripheral, I think, or something like that.
Oh, you watch it?
Yeah.
I'm watching it.
Well, she's watching it. She's watching it. But I picked it up. I started watching it a little bit today.
You finished it?
Yeah, I mean it's not finished. I mean they got the
but you watched the episodes that they got out. Yeah.
Yeah, it caught my eye because it's
because of the futuristic.
Yeah, the futuristic.
Well,
thing
see,
back and forth.
Yeah, that's the wave. That's the wave of it now. So like the whole futuristic thing, right? The whole we want to be somewhere else. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to go somewhere else or be somewhere else, or like that whole thing is the new thing,
right?
And I just started thinking, and I sat there, and we're gonna do another pod, and we're gonna talk about this more in detail. But I realized that virtual reality is actually and don't go so far with it, but it's actually the dumbed down version of God with us. Mm-hmm. It almost seems like they are trying to do the same type of thing, but it's like we want to make our world and we want to have our will. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You get it? Because I started rehearsing, and I can't really get into it as much because I really want to talk about something else before that. But we started rehearsing like the kingdom of God is within you. This God would work within you. That almost is like an avatar on the slick. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so
we make it like, it's the word made flesh now, but in virtual reality it's like the word made digital, or like flesh made digital.
Yeah, it's like your mentality like somewhere else. It's like you built another world and you're the king of that world.
Yeah, and the greater thing in that avatar is you.
Right. And I'm gonna get into it, but we'll get into it on the next one. But this one is so cool because I started thinking about, we were watching, and I told Nakia, I said, man, it's about to start happening like this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have people having relationships across the world. You know, they about to start building bodysuits. They already got them.
Right.
You know, where you can feel things and actually have relationships and hug people and different things like that. And it's going to be, I said it's going to be real tricky for reality. And you're going to have to really be in touch with nature and real life. I think that's what Jesus was saying in Matthew 6. Look at the birds, look at the flowers, because he's trying to get you to keep focus. Because it's almost like if you lose focus of what's real, you'll begin to think that whatever you're looking at is real.
Right.
Ain't that crazy?
Right.
And so, you know, we dealt with this all with the metaverse and with the crypto and everything and the fallout with the crypto, all that stuff, right? But I was tripping out because even we talking about crypto, right? It's funny because we talking about money. And we were just talking, and I was like, you know, that's all. And I said, you know what the beginning of cryptocurrency, or we not the cryptocurrency, you know what the beginning of virtual reality was, right? The first virtual reality was money. Think about it for a minute.
Right.
Think about it for a minute. And I'm going to take you to the scripture in Matthew 6. But think about it for a minute. The first virtual reality was money. Why? Because money was something was an inanimate object backed by something else. For a long time, the dollar was backed by gold. Right? So it was something that was backed by another idea that's backed by another idea. It's not really a real thing, right? But it's backed by something else that is real. Right? And so it's backed. So there was always something that was backing. There was a thought process or mentality that was backing the value of any type of currency, rupees, pesos, you know what I'm saying, shekels, you know, I'm trying to think of all the different euros, you know what I'm saying? There's always another thought, another idea, another belief that's behind it that gives it life. Has a dollar ever jumped out your pocket and did what it wanted to do? No, never happened.
Never.
It is always controlled by you. So watch this. This is the first, you know, whatever you want to call it, the meta, whatever. It's the first virtual reality. It's the first, because before, how did things exchange before?
Trade.
So if you were from a tribe or from a city or whatever it is, and trade was real huge. That's why, you know, even here in Louisiana, the Mississippi River was huge for trade.
Right.
So if you were a place that needed clothing, you know what I'm saying? Let's go way back to like when you hunting and gathering, right?
I got 20 rabbits.
I got 20 rabbits. You know, I can make y'all some gloves. You know what I'm saying? I got some skins that you can wear if you need clothes. You know what I'm saying? And we need regular vegetables. So if y'all, you know, hunting is a delicacy. You know, you might get something today, you might not. But I know that vegetation is a little bit more controlled.
Right.
It's more seasonal. You know, you don't have to go run after it. You just have to be good at maintaining it. So we'll trade that. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes it was trading of resources or what's the word I want to use? Even activities. So we'll protect y'all feed us. But it was always a person-to-person trade.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It was always that. Then enters, and first of all, don't get all caught up on the history of it because I don't know the history up and down, left and right. But then enters currency. So now you have something that is between the actual trade of individuals. So now, when you want clothing, you trade this virtual dollar. And it's not really a virtual dollar. You got it in your hand, so you say it's real because you're feeling it. But you trade this idea on paper with somebody, and that's what they're looking for. And because somebody said this value was some gold somewhere in some vault somewhere, or now it's something else, right? Like now there's a value behind it, a virtual value.
It was virtual though. Then it became virtual.
It became virtual because it was you literally say it is something that has value, right? And the person behind it gives it value.
Right.
Does that make sense? But it can stand alone and have value without somebody there because somebody wants it. Either somebody has it and give it value, or somebody, wow, that's cool. That's a dope statement. What gives money value is the having and the not having.
Yep.
You get it? Because the value is either somebody wants it or somebody has it, and that gives the value behind it. But is it a real thing? Right? Like is it a real thing? And I believe, man, this is a funny statement, but this is like that was the first virtual reality.
Yeah.
Because is it not a reality? It's a reality. It's a real thing, right?
Right.
It's so we're functioning with it like it's a real thing. But can money extend your life. Technically, it can if you're talking about healthcare, but if you get to a certain place, you trade it all just to live longer.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, can you buy air? Right? Like we pay for water, which is crazy, even though it rained all day, right?
Right.
But it's like it's a virtual reality, and I'm saying that to say this for a minute. It was the beginning of all this thing. Now you say, well, money's the beginning of virtual, yeah, because they use money to buy it to pay for a program and all that stuff. But it's not necessarily that.
Can I?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna because when I learned virtual, I always thought it had to do with like computers, digital.
Right.
But I just want to break down virtual for people who may be thinking that's the only definition because this is the only world you know.
Right.
So it means almost or nearly as described, but not completely or according to strict definition.
Wait. What is this?
This is the definition of virtual.
Okay.
When it's outside of computers, computing.
And it's like somebody said virtually or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
So almost or nearly as described, but not completely or according to strict definition.
So it's almost real, but it's not real. I got you know what another word I want to look up? While I'm sitting there, I'm glad you said that because I'm about to see if this has anything to do with, let me see something. Because I never put those together. The word virtue.
Mm-hmm. It comes from the word virtue.
Yeah.
I'm looking
it
at it
does?
right here. Yeah. Possessing. Virtual virtue. Possessing certain virtues.
Let's see this. It comes from the word virtue. You're right. Possessing certain virtues. You're looking up the etymology, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everybody on the etymology, right? High character, influencing by physical virtues or capabilities, effective with respect to inherent natural qualities. That's what the late 14th century is adjective virtual.
Mm-hmm.
It's influencing by physical virtues or capabilities, effective with respect to inherent natural qualities. And it says virtus is excellence, potency, efficacy, manliness. Wow, literally manliness or manhood. Being something in essence or effect, though not actually or in fact. That's what you said just now, right? Right? That's what you read just now, right?
In essence. It's almost what you're trying to say with the dollar. That's how it could work, even though it's physical.
Right. Capable of producing a certain effect. And in the computer sense, it's not physically existing, but made to appear. So it's like, it's almost there, but it's not there. And you ready for it? Here we go. So Jesus was dealing with virtual reality before it happened. Before what we call virtual reality.
Right.
You know, because we go, like you said, we go in a computer sense.
Right.
Only. That's all we know.
That's all we knew. But virtual reality, now watch how you deal with it. You ready for how you deal with it? It's in Matthew 6. And he says, and for the sake of time, I think it's 6:24, but it says, let me get to it because I like to read it. He says, no man can serve two masters. All right, catch me. For either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Then he says the last line, you cannot serve God and mammon. Now, most people say, you can't serve God and money because they just relegate mammon to money. But if you look up mammon, it is really, and I hit it in here because it's talking about the Greek, it's really riches personified. So it's not just basically money, it's riches or value personified. You get what I'm saying? It's personified, like it's given a personality. So it is functioning as a personality. So the reason he says you cannot serve God, who is your creator, right? Now just remember, now servanthood leads to sonship.
Yep.
It begins to make you understand your inheritance, right? If not, you'll think that money or mammon is your father.
Yep.
You get it? Remember he started talking to him on one of the last episodes, on the last podcast, we said, you of your father the devil. Remember they said that? He said, don't be talking about where you from. You from something else, right? And they hated it because the father makes you one with him. If you say somebody's your father, you're one with him. But he sit there and says, you cannot serve God and mammon, or personified riches, or virtual riches, or what seems to be virtuous and seems to be real and seems to be the thing that makes the most difference, right? But it's not quite.
Actually that.
Right.
It's not quite. It's not actually that. Like, am I actually trading with somebody when I spend something? We were talking yesterday and we were saying how like...
No, you're really not.
You're not?
You can't...
I mean, yeah, it's...
I mean, you're trading in money.
It's like a middleman, right?
Yeah,
It's like degrees of separation.
It gets crazier with the digital.
It gets crazier with the digital, and then we talk about crypto.
We can send each other cash at $5, and it's really
it's
just a number change.
It's just a number.
I didn't really give you any.
Yeah. We transferring? Sometimes we transfer money in our bank accounts, right? You transfer this amount is like. Did it really? Is there a little person in the bank running around with a stack of cash?
And you brought $100 to my account and gave $100 to somebody else?
Throwing it in your bucket, no, throwing it in your cabinet. You know what I'm saying? It's like
it's numbers.
It's just numbers, and they're even saying right now that money, like the dollar, is not backed by anything but a thought. Right now, they say they printed too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Are they made too much to where it's not even enough to be backed by?
Right.
Gold, not even being backed by gold. I was like, we talked about this yesterday. Like, what can gold do? Like, besides wearing it, are being pretty. Like, it can't make you live longer. There are no gold pills that you can take to make your body healthier. Right. You can't grow gold.
I mean, in these days too, bro.
It's just the element.
It's an element, and they ain't even making synthetic stuff too. They got ways right now. People are making synthetic diamonds.
Yeah.
Synthetic gold. So it's like, is it really gold?
Like what's really going on, right?
What's really going on?
So once again, it's a virtual. So
literally exchanging elements is so funny to me.
It is.
The audacity of the human.
Right.
I'm gonna give you some air. You give me some air. Like literally.
Come on, man.
Like really? Like this is what we about to do?
You dug this up, and now you gonna tell me I got something special?
Right. And see,
because you did the work.
You did the work. And here's the thing about exchange.
Oh, bro.
See, God is so mighty, and I'm maybe jumping, but God is so mighty because He is a giver without exchange. Mm-hmm. So you can't exchange eternity. Mm-hmm. Right now, every day we exchange our time of our life for money.
Mm-hmm. We sure
That's
do.
what we call them jobs.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We're trading. We're trading. Everybody trying to figure out how to not work a 40-hour week. All that crazy stuff. About to do a curriculum or a course, right?
Nah.
Right. But it's like
don't get them with the courses.
With the courses, right? The almighty course. But it's like God He doesn't exchange. So he doesn't. I always like to say this. When He breathes in the man and man becomes a living soul, He never asks a man for anything back for that. Mm-hmm. He just gives his identity and says, watch this. He's not asking. This is where we got tricked. In the beginning with the garden, we got tricked. We got tricked into servanthood and out of sonship. Mm-hmm. I'm going to show you why. Because it almost looks like the same thing. But He says this. So when He goes talking to us in Genesis, He says, be fruitful, multiply, replenish, and subdue.
Yep.
Have dominion. He's just telling you His character and that you have it. And so this is because you have this character, this is what you go and be.
Yep.
But because we ate off the tree and we wanted our own ways, the first thing He started telling me is, you're gonna work by the sweat of your brow. Like you're gonna work hard. It's gonna be hard work for you now in your mind. Mm-hmm. Come to me, Jesus. Are you the heavy laden? Yep. You get it? Yep. But it's gonna be hard work for you now because you don't believe that you are one with me.
It's all in your mind.
It's all in your mind. Yep. See, it would be easy because all right, here's a question. You ready? There's a scripture that said this. Is anything too hard for God?
Right.
Mm.
We say that in church, but everyone's like, no, right? Nothing too hard for God. Right. But if nothing's too hard for God, then that means everything is easy. Mm-hmm. My yoke is easy. My burden is light. Yeah. And He's talking about labor, talking about y'all labor and heavy laden, but we were tricked because we wanted to do it our own way.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like you're saying, that the maintaining it versus the labor of it before the curse and after the curse, it's really just a mind thing.
It's a mind thing, and
like
Christ.
The fact that they went put leaves on is the mind trick.
Right.
It's almost like when somebody goes crazy and you're like, "What's wrong with you?"
Right.
Are you seeing things?
Yo, and this is why Christ is dealing with our mind so much. I wish people would listen to me. Let's get into these red words, because now when Paul starts talking about Christ has redeemed us or predeemed, right? When He's redeemed us, He redeemed us from the curse of the law. What did the law do? I'm gonna tell you what the law did. When we ate from this tree, and I'm saying when we ate from this tree, what was normally sonship became servanthood, and so now what was an enablement became a commandment. Y'all gotta hear what I'm saying. Yeah. What was me telling you who you are? Now I said this on one of the last episodes, EJ, that the commandments were really a resume. Yeah. It was really telling you who you are. You're not a murderer. You're not a coveter. You have everything that you need. You're not a lie. You serve only one God because you're made in His image. It's really, that whole lineup is really giving you a resume of your identity. But because you've forgotten that you are one with God, which is what Jesus was trying to tell us, then everything sounds like a commandment or a direction.
Come on.
And now you are obeying rather than being.
Right.
That's exactly what happened.
Wow. And now you're virtual reality.
Yeah.
Now you're virtual reality to what God is.
Ooh.
Right.
You're something and you're making an effect, but you're not quite it.
Yeah.
But God says you like me. You got my life in you. You see the trick?
Yeah.
Y'all see the trick? So now be fruitful, multiply, replenish, and subdue, right? Which nobody ever goes back to that, by the way, which is crazy. We start saying God has a purpose for all these different things when those are the only things He told us. He didn't tell us to worship all night. He didn't tell us to fall at His throne. He didn't tell us to do nothing else. He didn't even tell us to pray in the garden. He said, be fruitful, multiply, replenish, and subdue, right? But now the instructions from God, my relationship with God just changed. Yo, the way that I relate to the Father has just changed. And now I understand Jesus so much. Because when you hear what we got to change our mind. Can we change our mind?
Yeah.
We have to change our mind because we're so prone to instructions and servanthood. Listen. That we don't. I kept on saying this over the last year, and I didn't know what I was saying. Now I know it. That God doesn't speak like us. So he has it's another language. Catch me. So what we hear as instructions is actually in structure.
Right.
Yeah.
It's instructions.
Right.
You get it? What we hear as what we gotta go do.
Yeah.
It's actually go and be.
Yeah.
Go ye to all the world and preach the gospel. And Jesus said that He was really talking about go be yourself.
Right.
Go be God amongst somebody else, and that's the good news.
Yeah.
Because when they see me, they see the Father. The same thing with you. Well, that's crazy, y'all. Y'all how crazy it is? He said so really when we're supposed to go, when they see us, they see the Father, and then they realize, oh, the Father can live in flesh.
Yeah.
The Father can come from the flesh. You know what I'm saying? The Father can grow up in Gosma. What? Like you mean tell me somebody can grow up in home, like somebody can grow up there and be and God is that's God.
Right.
That's the gospel. Yep. I just showed you the gospel. So but when God is speaking to us, however He speaks to us, He's not it sounds like instructions because we're built for work. Our mentality is conditioned for work.
Yeah.
So we're conditioned for law, commandments, obedience.
Exchange.
This is what we exchange. So God tell us something, we give it back to Him. I give you my all, Lord. I'm gonna say it like in the next time we go to Lord, all of it belongs to you already. What are we talking about?
What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Here's He saying, Matthew 6.
You didn't even make anything.
Once again, hey, Matthew, you didn't make nothing. You didn't make anything. You didn't make anything. Matthew 6, He started talking about, He said, which one of y'all can add 1 cubit to your stature?
Right.
What are you talking about? Now, He's not really asking a question. It's almost like He's being sarcastic. I'm asking you a question so I can get you involved in the conversation. So I just won't be telling you stuff because you're just going to run off and just be trying to do it.
Yeah.
And not get involved in the conversing or the changing.
Yeah.
That's what conversation is for, to change. Like when people listen to this, they're changing, right? The information is changing. But it's an in structure. Like He's telling you what's structured in you already.
Right.
So it's not a go. It's not really a go do it. It's like, yo, this is who you are. Now go be.
So like if you love me, you'll keep my commandments.
Oh, but what is love?
So
what is love?
What I'm saying that we always think it's like, oh, that mean you gotta. We still see that commandment word as like, oh man, I gotta do this.
I gotta do something.
No,
see, like it's like if He says if you love me,
keep
so that automatically shows you that it's
keep
not
my
what
resume.
Keep my resume.
It's not what you thought it was.
Listen and watch this. If you love me, you keep my commandments, right? And you say we think about commandments as something that we got to go do. Oh, I got to go do something, but it's really this. Listen, what is love? Love is not a feeling.
Identity.
Love is an identity. So if you identify with me, you'll keep how I say things.
Yeah, it's a statement.
Yeah,
you will.
Yeah, and it's not going to do something to prove. Look, it's like I got to prove something to God. We want to follow His commandments, so we show Him that we love Him. No, you don't have to show God that you love Him. He already identified with you.
Yeah,
we only love God because He
first love.
So hold on. Identity.
Yep.
So we only identify with God is love. So before y'all say, well, I usually love is an identity. God is love and love is God. No, you never heard that before, which means it's a person. It's an identity.
And nothing can separate you from it.
And nothing can separate you from there's another scripture. There's nothing that can separate you from the love or the identity of God.
Right.
So here we go. We only identify with God because He first identified with us.
Yeah.
And our faith which worketh by identity.
Yeah.
Now about is these three: faith, hope, and identity. But the greatest of these is
identity. Ooh.
Y'all see the trick?
Character.
Y'all see the trick? Not character. You see the trick? And now watch this.
Personality.
When we talk about eating off this tree, we're not talking about a historic moment. We're not talking about something that happened in a space and time somewhere else. We're literally talking about what we do regularly with our mentality.
Right.
But if we change it, this is what Jesus was saying. Change it. You go to the Father for yourself. Don't ask me.
Yep.
He's trying to y'all get it? He's trying to no longer call you servants, but I call you friends.
Right.
Like I'm trying to get you out of servanthood to be a son. I'm trying to show you what it's like to be one. Be one with God. But you see the virtual reality? Do you see it? Do you see it? And now back to you cannot serve God and this virtual reality we call. Do you get it? Do you get it? So
the virtual reality we call currency.
We
call,
but who's the true currency?
We call life.
Question: Can money exist without you?
No.
Now that's weird because you're like, if I died, people still gonna have money. But I'm not talking about that.
Money without me is a tree.
Can money exist without life?
Money without me is a tree.
Money. Oh, that's a good word. Money. That's a rhyme. Bars. Money without me is a tree. Yeah. Bars. Are you trying to rap? Huh?
I wasn't trying to rap, but you know what I mean.
Money without me is just a tree.
It is.
That's it. And I'm a tree.
Come on.
You should be like, I'm the vine, you the branch, John 15.
Right.
You should be like he said, you should be like this, I can't, because we only got a couple minutes left. Is this, is God, are you telling me that God is trying to tell me that I am prosperity?
Literally.
Oh, you mean? All right. He said, "Without me, money is what? Just a tree."
Yeah.
He said, "You'll be like a tree." In Psalms,
right?
Planted by the rivers of water,
yeah.
who shall bear fruit in this season. His leaf shall not wither, and whatever you do shall prosper. What we talking about?
Sound like prosperity to me.
We're trying to move from virtual reality, virtual currency, to realizing you are the currency.
Right.
You the currency. You get it? Jesus dealt with it.
We're creating fruit from like dollars. Do you see what I'm saying? Like we're trying to what's the word I'm looking for in Genesis?
Create?
No.
What? Be fruitful, multiply, replenish.
Be fruitful. We're trying to be fruitful with the money that we have,
dollar, right.
with the physical money that we have, by like buying things.
Right.
It's the idea of birthing something. So you seem fruitful because you can buy a lot of things.
Right.
It's like a fake virtual tree. Like instead of actually being fruitful.
A tree, right.
Actually planting a tree.
Right. Yeah, it's like you're buying fruit.
You fake. Right. You fake. Yo, listen, y'all. Hey, we coming back. We about to come right back for the next episode. This has been Red 30. Got like a minute left for 30 minutes. I ain't want to keep it going. But this has been Red 30, where we make you red in 30. Literally, listen, we about to talk about virtual reality in this next episode. Make sure you tune in or click right over, whatever you got to do. Follow us on Instagram, all that good stuff. Red 30, Twitter, Red 30, red30.com, all this good stuff. We going to catch you on the flip side. This is Red 30.